Greetings, YouTube. A number of YouTubers that do role-playing topics, clackclickbang, also known as the Gentleman Gamer, and DeTzardis, have been discussing the Bioshock computer game and how it can be turned into a fully functional role-playing game for tabletop play. Now, I don't play video games. I don't have the time, not with sleeping, working, spending time with my wife, reading, sketching, and, of course, YouTube. And I just don't have the multitasking capacity for a real-time game. I'm not that good at it. I get frustrated. It's not fun. But I've been listening to their conversations, and I understand the gist of the storyline. A Randian objectivist utopia that went very bad after it was built beneath the oceans. And the main character in the video game is the person that discovers the place in a very kind of a post-apocalyptic setting. And, of course, horror and terror and adventuring ensues. And that got me thinking about what the society would function like when it was functioning, and different alternate concepts. Now, one of the ideas I came up with is that you set it in the Victorian era, and it was founded by Captain Nemo. He's got the sub. He had dreams of utopian society. He's the perfect person to build this place beneath the oceans. Now, you could play it in the Victorian era. You can jump forward to World War I, where subs discover it, because subs become fairly ubiquitous at that point. You could run it during the era between the two wars in a very Doc Savage or Indiana Jones kind of an adventure. You could have it during World War II, have, say, Americans and Nazis having to cooperate to survive in the city and escape to freedom. You could have it set in the post-World War II era, in the giant monster, kind of phase. Pump it up to the 60s or 70s, you could have it in the Cold War era. Things are coming out of the ocean. The Soviets think it's us. We think it's the Soviets. We send somebody to look at it. They send somebody to look at it. They find the city. Terror ensues. Or you could do it today. And what's this place going to look like 130, 140 years after it was founded? I think it's a really flavorful, interesting way of looking at it. Also, instead of having it based on Objectivism, on Ayn Rand's work, what if you have it founded by L. Ron Hubbard? That he didn't die, he went beneath the oceans to help breed a race of perfect Scientologists, the absolute ultimate man, free of thetans, the perfect person to worship Zeno, their ultimate god. Yes, I'm probably going to get hunted down and beaten by the Scientologists for saying this, but that's life. I think that would be an interesting idea and a different take on it. But it also made me think, what would this society, as from the video game itself, be like? You got all these people going down there trying to make a utopia. Now, one of my subscribers says he has a very firm understanding of objectivism, so I'm hoping he can answer some of these questions for me. Now, I'm assuming that property crime is something that these people could handle, because they're all about property. That they've got solved. But what happens when we start entering the realm of personal crime? What happens when the first person gets raped or murdered? What do they do? Do they just form a posse, go find whoever they think did it and lynch them? What do they do when they discover that one of their members is a serial killer or a sadistic torturer? What happens when one of their people they discover is a schizophrenic and needs all constant care? His friends and family take care of him, or do they just euthanize him for the betterment of the society at large? What do these people do when capitalism is such a cutthroat element of their society? When everyone is literally a nation unto themselves? It's a fascinating idea. And of course, you throw in the science fiction aspects of the video game, and then things get really crazy. But I really do think this has a lot of legs here. I think you could really do some interesting things with this concept. I'm hoping that the two people that I mentioned, I'll hopefully put links in there in the notes to them, will flesh out their thoughts on this and maybe put it into a fully functional role-playing game. I think that would be cool. So what are your thoughts on it? Do you think that Bioshock, the computer game, would make a good role-playing game? Do you think it would make an interesting setting? Do you like it as it is? Do you want it set in the Victorian era? Do you want it founded by some other people? Or are you happy with it being based on the works of Ayn Rand?